So we spoke earlier as well, and you mentioned back in the day you didn't need as much to get women because there was less access.
Yeah,
Very
let's
good
talk
point.
about that real quick, Dre.
very good point, Dre.
You know, you're a little bit older, right? We get some wisdom from you.
Yeah.
You were, you know, picking up girls before this crazy social
Right.
media,
Right.
you know,
Before
online
Instagram,
dating era
Facebook.
age,
You
blah,
had to
blah,
go
blah.
out and talk to women.
Yeah, what was it like back then, man?
It was easier, but it was. Let me put it like this. Nowadays, if you, like I said earlier, if you can get yourself up to barely passing, you can get laid easy because they throwing pussy away like nobody's business. They don't care about being called no whore. They call themselves hoes. They don't care. They throwing pussy away like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's changed in that sense. So if you can get yourself, to a certain point, it's easier. However, women are a lot less tolerable to mistakes and bullshit.
Yeah.
Prime example, I get a lot of guys who they'll go on a first date with a woman. Now, women come hot and ready nowadays. And so they'll go on a first date with a woman and the guy don't close, right? The guy don't close. So the spark may be there, the chemistry may be there. You know, this chick done spent 5 hours getting ready, putting on makeup, shaving and shit, and matching bra and panties. Think about it. Every time you had sex with a girl for the first time, the bra and panties match, right?
Typically.
It's not a coincidence. So they take time to do this shit. So when they do this shit, come on a date, they like you, the vibe is good, and you don't close, they take it as rejection.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, she would have chased you.
Yeah.
She would have chased you and called you. Nowadays, it's 50 other dudes.
Yeah.
I'm going to just find somebody who can handle my business. So they not as tolerable to a lot of the mistakes guys are making.
To answer your
Back
point,
then,
just answer your point as well. Whenever you leave that date without closing, makes a phone call, hits somebody else, and then he smashes.
and then he smacked. Because it's always somebody else. So you don't do it. They going to call King Dre or call Fresh. Fresh going to come pick him up in the Lamborghini and it's over.
Yes, sir.
It's over with. So I'm not saying that, you know, be a pussy hound or nothing like that, but that's just some of the differences back in the days. Also, like, back then, like, you had to, like, almost lie. I don't say lie, but you had to kind of, like, women wanted you to be, like, boyfriend and shit. So we had, like, 5 girlfriends.
You had to
and
really
shit.
sell
Like,
the
you had
dream.
The rotation shit was like, you had to do that. If you wanted to be fucking with different chicks and shit, and this chick and this, you had to, like, date them and be their boy. Not, you don't really have to go on dates, but, like,
Yeah. You had to give boyfriend energy.
You had to give boyfriend energy back then.
We could blame all those R&B songs.
Another thing too is like they didn't back then. They didn't really require dates like that. Like I didn't go on my first date until I was like 25. Like where I went and paid for a date, I was like 25 when I went on my first date, and we was smashing them way before then.
Yeah.
Like a chick would be cool with you pulling up with some hot wings and sitting in the car on lunch break for 30 minutes and just chopping it up.
Some Hennessy.
You know, some whatever they do. You know, but nowadays with social media, this whole women, you know, they hive-minded, so they want what everybody else got. Oh, well, they ain't going to Cheese Factory. They ain't selling for Cheesecake Factory. I'm not selling for it. It's shit like that.
You're
so
right.
now they it's just a lot of bullshit now, but it was a lot easier back then as far as like dealing with women. But to get laid, it's easier to get laid now.
I think
Just to
nowadays,
get laid.
with the advent of social media, Instagram, also as well TikTok, there's so much out there, for example, of what can be done for them. The grass is greener on the other side. So they see that and say, yo, I can get this too as well. Give me that as well.